So, greetings to you, fam. It's me, Dr. Damon. I'm hanging out with you guys again. Listen, I am your chief wellness warrior, and I provide holistic training and support to help you elevate your inner peace and your profits. And I'm excited about today. Today is Valentine's Day. Today is Love Day. Today is Heart's Day. We can't have such a monumental moment of connection and love and support without talking about it, right? So I'm excited. So those of you guys who are jumping on with me, listen, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm excited, and let me share some stuff with you. Listen, we're gonna talk about love, and if you know me, you know well enough that I love a good science lesson, and I love a good sociology lesson. I love a good moment where we get to understand one another better, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. You know, everybody's well, let me not say everybody, but there are a lot of us who are excited about what Valentine's Day means. It means celebrating in the joy of giving and of sharing of affection and love, and it means receiving that affection and that love from people who sometimes we may not receive it very often or may not receive it the way we want to. So for those of us who are experiencing a different feeling of love, like grief, it can be tough for us to get through this moment and get through today with the downsides of love. Those of us who are experiencing and going through heartbreak or separations and divorce, it can be tough. So I want to encourage you to lean into love, to lean into showing affection to those who are safe spaces in your life. And I want to encourage everyone to find different ways of enjoying ourselves and those around us. So let me tell you about the science about love and really the power in a hug. I spoke last night um, with a class that I was teaching, and this class is an award-winning curriculum that helps people understand how to make healthy and happy decisions in not only our love lives but in relationships, um, in all of our lives, with our children, with our family members, with our coworkers. And last night was a really tough night because we had to really explore and look at and learn danger signs in a relationship, signs that are leading towards abuse and emotional terrorism and what it looks like. And for some of us, we had to really explore what it felt like and have some really deep reflections that brought up past memories and experiences that brought clarity to what they were. And that's a hard thing. And so today, I'm really excited to shift gears and to focus on love. And love is not just an experience that happens in your mind. It is an experience in your body, in your soul, and that's why it's such a powerful um, value to us as human beings. But let me talk about what goes on and really the power in a hug and in an embrace. So hugs are beautiful, they're wonderful. I cannot wait to lay the huge, warm, welcoming hug and embrace on my daughter when I see her tomorrow. Well, not even tomorrow. I'm already skipping ahead. But in a few days, I'll get to see her and get to hug on her and love on her. And I cannot wait. But I want you guys to understand why that happens, why we feel that, and why it's so powerful. It's because a warm embrace and a hug triggers the release of a hormone in your body called oxytocin. Oxytocin is dubbed the love hormone, it's the cuddle hormone, it's the connection hormone. So, okay, check this out. When you embrace with another human being in a hug, so simple as just a, hey, it's been a while, I haven't seen you, good to see you, a hug and an embrace, it immediately triggers your body to release oxytocin. Oxytocin tells your brain, remember this. This is good. This is connection. It's the squeeze hormone. It's the hug hormone. It's the embrace hormone. It's the love hormone, right? But oxytocin tells your brain that this moment, this person, this activity, this action is a safe place for you. It turns off the fight or flight. It turns off the fear. It turns off the anxiety. It turns off the depression. It turns off the worry and the wonder of what if and what will happen if this doesn't work. So, very simply put, your hug can be a magnificent, powerful moment of bringing peace and joy to a person and to people, not just that person who you're hugging, but for yourself, because it triggers the same thing. And when you understand how oxytocin affects us differently, such as like men and women and children, then you really get to know how powerful it is and why it's so important that we share them as often as possible. So the thing about oxytocin is the research shows that when you have more oxytocin in your system, from warm embraces, from cuddles, from connecting with others who you love or who you care about or who are supportive in your space, increased oxytocin in your bloodstream and in your body, it increases generosity. Are y'all hearing me? The research studies show that when people have more oxytocin in their system, they're more generous. They give more. There was a study that looked at how it had two people, right, who were supposed to divvy up money between them. And the way they set it up is one person had to divvy up the money, and the other person had to decide if they would accept it, if they were going to accept those arrangements. So let's say we had $10. If the first person had the opportunity to divvy up and they get to choose, well, you get $4 and I get $6, or you get $8 and I get $2. When they actually increase the oxytocin in the brain of the person who was divvying it up, guess what? They divvied it up more fair, or even they divvied it up in a way that the other person got more, simply from having more oxytocin in their system. They were more generous because they had oxytocin in their system. Let's go back. Oxytocin literally is triggered by hugs and warm embraces and cuddles and affection and gentle touch. So that person who was in control of who got what was more generous. But check this out. When you increase oxytocin in the person who chooses the arrangement and gets to decide, yeah, we're going to go with that. Like, yes, I agree. Or no, I don't like that arrangement. That person was more generous in a way that they were more giving and more forgiving of the person who maybe made arrangements that didn't show quite as equal. So the person who had to decide, hey, you know what? You keep $7 because you need it more. I'll keep $3 out of this 10. When they had more oxytocin in their system, they were more loving and generous as well. So I need y'all to understand how powerful a hug can be in being able to share generosity and caring for one another. And that's big. That's big. Think about when we go even deeper, we look at how oxytocin affects men and women different. Now, this is my space. You guys, I am the co-founder of the Modern Manhood Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that empowers men with skills and tools to grow and build better communities. And you couldn't even imagine how society has told us that as men, hugging and showing affection is a sign of weakness. Where I'm telling you right now, that is power. It is powerful to share a hug and embrace. And I'm not just talking about an embrace that's sexual in nature, because that's what society tells us, that as men, we get the most boost of oxytocin when we're in sexual encounters. And so, of course, that's what our brains related to. So when we're in a sexual encounter, it feels the most comfortable and it feels the most fulfilling because we're boosting our oxytocin. But what about the moments of those gentle and warm and supportive embraces with our sisters, those we're not in sexual relationships with, our mothers and our daughters and our brothers and our uncles and our fathers? God, like there's so many moments of power that we're missing out on because we're letting society tell us that that's weakness, and it's just not true. So I want you to think about this, guys. When you're going through today's Valentine's celebration, and that when it's okay to love on those who are in our village, it's okay to love on them on Valentine's Day. So we lean into it. But think about tomorrow and next week, because when we embrace those we care about and we share in those loving, warm moments of human physical connection, we're more generous. They're more generous with us. That's how we build it. All right, listen. When men have more oxytocin in their body, when we have created more oxytocin from those moments, ladies, hear me. This is important. The studies show that men with more oxytocin from a warm embrace and physical touch from their companions' faces become more attractive. Ain't nothing changed. You ain't have to put on more makeup. You don't have to put on more eyelashes. You don't have to change your hair, fix your hair in any certain type of way. Automatically, when there's more oxytocin in his bloodstream from warm embraces and touch and intimacy, your face becomes more attractive off top. As a matter of fact, they show in the studies that your face becomes more attractive and other faces, the faces of women who are not you, become less attractive. There's magic in the touch. There's magic in showing compassion and generosity in connection through just as simple as a hug and a warm embrace that is intentional. Y'all, it changes lives. So, ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all, the more loving affection you can share with your man, your mate, and even the brothers in your circle and in your life who may not even be in that romantic space, but your brothers who you share worlds with and lives with, it can literally make you more attractive, and it tells us and it triggers our brains as men to know that you are a safe space and a safe place. And I'm gonna say this, and this might be triggering to some of y'all. It works the other way around too. Ladies, when you withhold affection from a man that you are scorned or bitter with or are not happy with in the moment because things aren't going exactly the way you want them to go or you feel like they should go, whether that's right or wrong, when you withhold affection from a man, are you hearing me? The oxytocin goes down, and literally the attraction to you as a person goes down, and the attraction to other people goes up. Now, I'm not justifying anybody's cheating or anybody's infidelities or anybody's disrespect. I'm not justifying that, but what I'm saying is that if you intend on keeping a relationship solid and strong through the rough times and the tough times, one of the worst things you can do is withhold affection, withhold connection, withhold gentle touches and hugs and embraces simply because you don't like that person right now. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not just saying, this is what the research says. Y'all can not trust me, but you better trust the research and the science of it all because it's there and it's strong and it's powerful. So if you guys are just jumping in with me, I hope that you're enjoying a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful Tuesday and a beautiful Valentine's Day. But we're talking about the extreme and beautiful power of a gentle embrace and a hug, and not just saying, "Oh, hugs are wonderful, go give them." No, I mean, yeah, yeah. If you know me, you know that I love to talk about the science of things. I love to talk about the foundation and why we as human beings function and live in a society the way that we do. And so, hugs are really powerful in a way that it affects us on a cellular level, and it affects us at a soul level as well. So when we talk about this, ladies, withholding connection, physical connection from your man literally makes you look less attractive, and it makes other women or other people look more attractive. That's just the truth of it. All right, now listen, ladies, I'm not just about laying it out straight to the women folk, because fellas, we need to know too. We need to know how powerful our touch is, and how supportive our touch can be for our women. Check this out. This is really interesting. The research shows that more frequent hugs means more oxytocin in a woman's bloodstream, and more oxytocin in a woman's bloodstream helps to reduce her heart rate and her blood pressure. You hear me, fellas? More frequent touch, caress, hugs, embrace, squeeze, holding of our women, premenopausal women in this study, women who are of childbearing age and capability, it literally reduces their blood pressure and their heart rate. They're less likely to have heart attacks. They're less likely to have strokes, simply from the power of a hug and a genuine, loving, and caring embrace. How powerful is that? And we trivialize it because we don't want to hug. A lot of guys have been taught and told that you don't hug and show affection too much. You don't spoil them, because then they expect it, or now you're weak, or you're losing control. And it's just not fair, and it's not loving, and it's not powerful if we say we want to create a village of love and support. So hug on your ladies. And I don't just mean in the sense of romantic spaces, fellas. Your mothers, your grandmas, your nieces, your daughters, they need that. It fills them, it relaxes them, it calms them, it actually gives them power. So we got to recognize and honor the strength of the embrace. It affects us differently. It affects men and women differently. And when we honor that and understand it, now we can really show up for ourselves, so that we understand what our needs are, but we also get to respect and honor the needs of our loved ones and those in our community and our family. A hug can change your world. Like, quite literally, a hug changes worlds. I'm backing in, so we got to turn down the volume and really focus, because I'm trying to get in here safe, right? We ain't trying to. I'm not trying to hug on my neighbor's car. I need space. Listen, when we talk about hugs and how powerful they are, I want you guys to understand hugs are at the basis of our experience and our existence and our health and wellness. When we hug and we embrace and we have that gentle touching caress, it triggers oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone, the cuddle hormone, it's the connection hormone. But get this, it's also the birthing hormone. When when a woman is getting ready to give birth, she has a flood of oxytocin in her body. That oxytocin actually creates the contraction in her uterus. When her womb is ready to birth a child, the oxytocin is what makes it happen. As a matter of fact, when labor is going on too long, or they're trying to kind of kickstart labor, guess what they do? They pump oxytocin into a woman's system. That's how they actually jumpstart labor. Oxytocin is the power, and oxytocin can be created in you and in me and in the next person with the simple, beautiful embrace of a hug. I hope y'all listening to me, and I hope this is speaking to you, and you're understanding the power that you have to create joy and peace and love and health and happiness in our families and in our connections. Because when that oxytocin happens, and that woman gives birth to that baby, she's so flooded with the love hormone that there's an instant connection to that baby. And that baby's getting the same hormones through the umbilical cord in that moment. That's how we build connections with ourselves and with our loved ones, and why that bond is so strong. And we share in those moments. You can create that same power with simple hugs. So I hope I hope that you all are recognizing how powerful you are, and how you have the God-given strength and talent to create beauty and love in your life. Men and women and even children. Imagine how powerful it is for your babies to feel that flood of oxytocin when you embrace them and you care for them and you share with them moments that they're distressed. I wrote this post the other day, about how old school, well-meaning, but old school, um, culture tells us that you don't spoil your baby, don't pick up your baby. If they're crying, you got to let them cry. They got to figure it out. But think about this. If this child is in distress, they're getting cortisol, they're getting the stress hormone filling them up. And what can you do as a parent, right? As a parent, to support them, to feel love, to feel relaxation, to feel peace and joy. You can literally help them boost their oxytocin with a loving embrace. This is why we support our children and our babies in those tough, triggering moments by embracing them, because it increases their oxytocin. This is the science behind this. This is the power. So, so embrace them and let them learn what it feels like to get through that moment and to get back to feeling good on the other side, so they understand that you are teaching them that that's the power of regulation and self-regulation. And they learn that from you. So this is not just, I hope that you guys take today as a kickstart on a whole year's campaign of sharing love and sharing, the power of an embrace, the power of a hug, right? Because we have within us to create the life and the love and the peace and joy that we want our families to explore and appreciate. So thanks for rolling with me. Listen, I hope this spoke to you. Connect with me at WPW2020.com. That's my website, thewillpowerwellness.com. I am Dr. Damon, your Chief Wellness Warrior. I provide holistic training and support to individuals and families and organizations and businesses to help increase your inner peace and your profits. I'm also the co-founder of the Modern Manhood Foundation. This is our nonprofit with my brother Donnell Cole, and we insist on empowering men with skills and tools to grow and build better communities. And so I'm speaking in the man cave right now too, and I'm speaking to our Modern Manhood family, because this is a part of showing up as the best versions of ourselves as men. Is understanding and knowing the power we have, even in an embrace for those that we care about. So I wish you all